Okay, Roger Milky here. How are you? Chopin's Revolutionary Etude in C minor. This one is very special to Chopin. It's special to me, special to Chopin fans. He wrote this when his hometown in Warsaw was taken over in the revolution. So that's why it's called the Revolutionary Etude. It's the first, when I was just started studying Chopin, it's the first song I heard of his, and I heard it and it just stole my heart immediately, the gorgeous melody. So I'm 64. I've not been playing for half a year because I moved to Thailand. Anyway, I'm gonna whip this baby into shape. This is the first etude I've learned and mastered and played in public. And let me tell you something, when you play this baby in public, if you master and can know how to play the shit out of it, you will get a standing ovation. I did. The first 4 times I played it, all 4 times got standing ovations, so it's a very dramatic, powerful piece. So the introduction does these runs 3 times. It's a G7 dominant chord with a flat 9. That's a G7. The tritone, the most important, would be an F. There's your flat 9. Now, my teacher from Juilliard, I didn't go to Juilliard, but he lived with me for 3 months. He told me this about practicing this run. If I practice this run like this, you'll never miss a note, and he's right. F, B. Why F, B? That's the tritone. That's what defines a G7 chord. All that other notes, that's extra. You don't need it really. T goes to do, 5 goes to mi. Anyway, so you want to nail, Chopin has purposely hit those notes on the strong beats, 1 and 3. So it really defines that G7 chord. So accent them when you practice this. And even slow down and go. That part, I'd recommend rocking the hand to avoid fatigue. So it does that 3 times, right? So really practice that slow. You're gonna have to practice that a million times to get it super strong where it flows like the wind. Okay, now, moving on to the melody. Hands alone. This pattern here, you're gonna have to practice a million times before it sounds like the wind. It's a C minor. So, like I said, that C minor part, you've got to break it down and practice corners, the difficult sections, and because that passage really, once you master that, it prepares the left hand for all the other ones. Then they start to become easier every passage you run. But if you don't master this part, you really got to be able to play it like the wind, where it's like no effort. And I don't know, I'm not a piano genius. For me, I was young when I learned this, and I loved it so much. I had the patience to practice that passage over and over again. I think when I was learning, I'd probably sitting there at the piano with a beer and just playing that passage for an hour. This part alone, this is a good corner. See, it's a C minor chord. It has a 9th in there too. It's good to practice just that corner. Because that's the passing over is where the difficulty is, where the hand can get twisted up. Now here, so C minor, then goes to an F7 with flat 9. Then G over B. Here too, just play each chord, just work idle on them. Quantity. That's a G over B chord. Then he goes to diminished. To F major over A. Da, 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 back to the G7. Da, la, You know, it sounds like a church hymn, huh? His voice leading is so beautiful. This part is difficult, you gotta practice it. No way around it, just each one you gotta break it down and master it by itself. This etude takes a lot of patience to learn. I've seen pianists that are, I think, blow me away, and they've learned it, but they've never mastered it. They always got hung up, and the only difference is I think I had more patience than they did. Oh, order. So, there's a section right there. Just focus on that section. And then we'll go to the next section. So, let's break that down one more time from the top. The G7 flat 9 dominant chord. Oh yeah, there's that one turnaround part I skipped, huh? Whoa. See, to get this in shape, it's gonna have, almost like I'm starting over again, like I've never learned it. Because I had carpal tunnel surgery, and this finger was injured, and it's struggling. So, but you know what? That's what I love about Chopin's etude, man. He was the hand doctor. He can fix your hand. Once I get this thing up to speed, it's gonna heal that first finger, and then the rest of the thing is gonna fly like the wind again. Don't even waste your time putting hands together on this. Just master this left hand. The right hand is no sweat. It's just a bunch of octaves, beautiful voicings. I'll break down those chords for you, and that's a piece of cake to add later. But if this is not in autopilot, you should be able to play this while you're talking to somebody and sending text messages at the same time. Then you're ready to add the right hand, and then it's going to go together like magic, and it's going to sound like gold. Okay, break down that one section again. Now, that's just one time each, but I'm doing it like, each one I'll do 4 times, each chord. Next one. So you jump up, right? You have to. It's not like there's no way you can do that legato. So you have to, jump to that position. Actually, I kind of do legato. This part, that G7, it's a G7 chord, but it just does all the extensions of the dominant because we're going to minor, right? G7, we have the flat 9, 9, raised 9, back to the tritone, then the 11th, and here's Chopin, the jazz musicians. G9, G9 raised 9, G7 raised 9. Where's the jazz musician, old Freddie boy? G7, G7 flat 9, to G9, to G7 raised 9, to G7, to G7 11. Oh, is that beautiful? That's a polychord. So let's break that down slow motion. What he's doing harmonically. He's playing every alteration of the dominant chord possible. Chopin understood that chord in and out and the power of the dominant chord. G, G7. Once you have that tritone, it's not major anymore. Here's G major, right? We have the third. But for it to be dominant, it must have the third and the seventh. Now it's dominant. See how it wants to go to 5 to 1, it wants to go home. But in this case, G7. G7 flat 9, once you see that flat 9, that's a flag. We're going to the minor home key, not major. G9, G7, G7 suspended, also called G11. I think that's enough for that today, so we're gonna get back to this. Come on, so. It's November 1st. I say by December 1st, this left hand's gonna be hauling and flying like the wind on this. We're gonna see, can this old man repair that help with the help of the genius Frédéric Chopin? This is a great etude. And if you haven't learned it, let me tell you, when you learn it and once you have it mastered your left hand, you're gonna go, you know what? I think left-handed is smoother and faster than my right hand now. It will turn your left hand into Frankenstein once you master this. But if you're a normal person, there's no way around it, man. You got a woodshed on this baby. All right, have fun, work on it. It's well worth it. Okay, take care.